On April 22, 2025, the serene beauty of Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir was shattered by a horrific act of terrorism. A cowardly attack claimed the lives of 26 innocent civilians. The victims were young couples full of life and hope, celebrating their honeymoon in the picturesque valley. The attack sent shockwaves throughout India. The nation mourned the loss of innocent lives. The government vowed swift and decisive action against those responsible. The Pahalgam terror attack was a stark reminder of the persistent threat of terrorism that India faces. It underscored the vulnerability of innocent civilians to the machinations of those who seek to sow fear and discord. The attack also highlighted the complex geopolitical realities of the region, with Pakistan's long-standing support for terrorist groups operating against India. The attack was a turning point, a moment that demanded a resolute response from India. The Pahalgam attack was not an isolated incident. It was part of a larger pattern of cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan. Intelligence reports indicated that the attack was planned and executed by terrorist groups operating from safe havens within Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. India had long urged Pakistan to dismantle these terror infrastructures, but these pleas had fallen on deaf ears. With the Pahalgam attack, India's patience had worn thin. The Indian government, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, decided to respond with a carefully calibrated military operation. This operation, codenamed Operation Sindoor, aimed to deliver a decisive blow to the terrorist infrastructure operating against India. The operation sought to convey a clear message that India would no longer tolerate attacks on its soil and would respond with force when necessary. In the early hours of May 7, 2025, the Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor. The operation involved coordinated strikes by the Indian Air Force, Army and Navy. Utilizing advanced technology and intelligence, India targeted 9 terrorist camps and launch pads located in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Pakistan. The targets included facilities belonging to terrorist groups such as Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen. These groups were directly implicated in the Pahalgam attack and numerous other attacks against India. The strikes were carried out with pinpoint accuracy, using precision-guided munitions and other advanced weaponry. The operation demonstrated India's growing military capabilities and its resolve to act decisively against terrorism. The strikes were not aimed at Pakistani military installations or civilian populations. India emphasized that the operation was solely focused on dismantling the terrorist infrastructure and eliminating the threat posed by these groups. The choice of the name Operation Sindoor was highly symbolic. Sindoor, or vermilion, holds deep cultural significance in India. Primarily worn by married women on their foreheads, it symbolizes matrimony, love, and the well-being of their husbands. The Pahalgam attack, which tragically targeted newlywed couples, made the use of Sindoor particularly poignant. The name conveyed a dual message. It served as a reminder of the innocent lives lost in the Pahalgam attack, symbolizing national mourning and solidarity with the victims' families. Simultaneously, it represented India's unwavering resolve to combat terrorism and protect its citizens. The choice of Sindoor effectively captured the emotional weight of the situation while underscoring India's determination. Section 5. India's measured response, minimizing collateral damage. India took significant measures to avoid civilian casualties and collateral damage during Operation Sindoor. The timing of the strikes, carried out in the pre-dawn hours, was chosen to minimize the risk to civilian life. The selection of targets was also carefully calibrated, focusing on terrorist infrastructure located away from populated areas. Following the operation, India provided detailed briefings to the international community, sharing evidence of the targeted locations and the precision of the strikes. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri emphasized that the operation was conducted with the utmost care and precision to avoid any collateral damage. He reiterated India's commitment to fighting terrorism and its right to self-defense. Section 6. The global stage, navigating international reactions. Operation Sindoor garnered significant international attention. The United States, while urging both India and Pakistan to exercise restraint, acknowledged India's right to self-defense. The United Nations called for de-escalation and dialogue between the two countries. The international community recognized the threat posed by terrorism emanating from Pakistan. However, there were concerns about a potential escalation between India and Pakistan, both nuclear-armed nations. The global response highlighted the delicate balance between supporting India's right to defend itself against terrorism and preventing a wider conflict in a volatile region. Section 7. Countering misinformation, India's evidence-based response. Pakistan, as expected, denied any involvement in the Pahulgam attack and condemned Operation Sindoor as an act of aggression. Pakistan also claimed that the strikes resulted in civilian casualties and damage to civilian infrastructure. These claims were part of a deliberate attempt to spread misinformation and garner international sympathy. India responded swiftly and effectively to counter Pakistan's propaganda. India presented credible evidence, including satellite imagery and videos, to prove that the strikes were precisely targeted at terrorist facilities and that there was no collateral damage. India also highlighted Pakistan's long history of harboring and supporting terrorist groups. Section 8, Operation Sindoor, a turning point in India's security doctrine. Operation Sindoor marked a significant shift in India's approach to combating terrorism. It demonstrated India's willingness to use preemptive military force to eliminate threats to its national security. The operation also showcased India's growing military capabilities and its ability to conduct complex operations with precision and minimal collateral damage. The operation sent a strong message of deterrence to Pakistan and other state sponsors of terrorism. It signaled that India would no longer hesitate to take decisive action to protect its interests and its citizens. Operation Sindoor could potentially reshape the security dynamics in the region, prompting a reassessment of strategies by both India's adversaries and its partners. Section 9. Conclusion, a new era of assertive deterrence. Operation Sindoor stands as a testament to India's commitment to fighting terrorism. It reflects a nation unwilling to tolerate attacks on its soil and determined to protect its citizens at all costs. The operation, while a response to a horrific act of terror, also underscores the complex challenges that terrorism poses to global peace and security. The operation's success hinges not just on its military achievements, but also on its ability to expose Pakistan's duplicity and garner international support. By effectively communicating its narrative and providing irrefutable evidence, India managed to garner international understanding, if not outright support. Operation Sindoor, with its blend of military prowess and strategic communication, marks a new chapter in India's ongoing battle against terrorism, one defined by assertive deterrence and a firm resolve to safeguard its sovereignty.